After 8:30, I was on the road. We are actually at Buccaneers training camp, about to go in. So, just wanted to wish you all a good morning. And if you're here, leave a comment so that I can see that you're here. I'm looking. Sorry, I'm mobile, so it's a little bit weird today. But I wanted to update y'all on some things. It's not going to be a super long coffee chat this morning because we've got to go in and watch the Bucks get ready for this season. With the whole family here, we just pulled up at the Advent Health Training Facility over in Tampa. So I wanted to let you know that, in case you didn't know, we're in the process of budget preparation for 2023. So what that means is the proposed budget for 2023 is available. You can look at it on the city website, and you can share your priorities with an online prioritization tool that can be found on the city's website. If you just look on the bottom of the city's webpage at largo.com, it has a budget tab, so you can click on that. Good morning, Joan. And that will get you to the prioritization tool. It is a little bit funky. I clicked on it last night, and at first it might say that it's not there anymore. Continue, and click on that continue, and it'll get you there. So it's a pretty good tool to help us understand where you guys want us to spend money. So the next budget work session is a week from today on August 9th. And that is a joint work session. Good morning, Cindy, with the Finance Advisory Board at City Hall in the community room. And then we will have two public hearings. The first one is September 6th, and that's a regular City Commission meeting. We'll have a public hearing for both the budget as well as the property tax rate. The proposed budget is based on no change in the millage rate. I think there might be some appetite to lower the millage rate. I certainly support that. I was traveling during the last on our family vacation during the last meeting where that was discussed, and there was Commissioner Smith, I believe, suggested that we look at lowering the millage rate a little bit. So I think we might be able to get that done a little as well. But that discussion starts on September 6th at the first budget public hearing, and then September 20th is the final, the second reading of the budget, and that's also a regular City Commission meeting. Good morning, Preston. Go Bucks. Let me see. We've got, you probably have seen this, qualifying for the 2022 election for City Commission. Qualifying ended last week. We have at seat number 1, Michael Smith qualified without opposition, so he's automatically reelected to seat number 1. And for seat number 2, we had two candidates qualify, Maria Cato and Curtis Holmes. Maria is she's serving on the planning board currently. I think she was on the Community Development Advisory Board before that. And Curtis Holmes is, as you probably know, is a former city commissioner who's been off of the commission for a couple of years. So that should be an interesting race. That's for seat 2. For seat 5, Commissioner Holk is up for re-election, and she qualified for that seat, as well as Kai Rush. And Kai is he is on the Parks and Recreation Advocacy Board. So he's also done quite a bit in the city as well. So seat 6, there were 4 seats up. Seat 6, Commissioner John Carroll is spending more time perfecting being a grandfather, so he's stepping down, or he's not running for re-election. And Chris Johnson, who currently serves on our Finance Advisory Board, he's also been very active in the Chamber of Commerce. He qualified for seat number 6 with no opposition, so he automatically is a commissioner elect for seat number 6. Tomorrow night at our city commission meeting, we will have a drawing for ballot position for those 2 races that are contested. That would be seat 2 and seat 5. A couple other things that are going to be on the ballot. There's going to be 3 referendums on the ballot this year, and the first one is a Horizon building lease exception. You might know a little bit about this, but Horizon is the name of the building that will house City Hall in downtown. I'll talk more about that in a second. But the city, in our charter, we have a provision that doesn't allow the city to enter into a lease, whether you're the leasee or the leaseor, for longer than 5 years without a vote by the voters, without a referendum vote. And we're asking for that to be exempted in the Horizon building, and here's why. It's going to be a mixed-use building with about 18,000 square feet of retail on the first floor. We're envisioning some restaurants, coffee shop, some retail shops, that type of stuff on the first floor. And our real estate professionals have told us that a 5-year lease is not going to be long enough for people to invest in those empty spaces in the first floor of Horizon. So we'd like to exempt that, and I'll certainly put out some more information on that in the future. It's going to be very critical to that Horizon building to get good tenants, good restaurants or breweries or whatever is going to come on that first floor. Next is the Economic Development Ad Valorem Incentive Program. It's been going on for some years. Basically, it's an ad valorem tax credit for businesses that either come to town or significantly increase their employment. An example that comes to mind, the only one that I can think of that's taken advantage of this was Tech Data, and they were looking to move or expand, and we helped them expand where they are in East Largo and provide, I think it was 50 more jobs, and they invested about $3 or $4 million in new upgrades. So they had a tax credit on those upgrades, so they paid, their ad valorem was held stable for a few years to encourage them to invest money here in Largo and create new jobs. So that's a good thing. That's a continuation of an ad valorem tax incentive program for new businesses and new jobs coming to Largo, and that's in cooperation with both state and in-county efforts typically. So lastly is Lot 14, which is the old landfill. You probably have seen this in the news. Developer has approached the city about potentially building a sports complex and activating that area. It's an area that the city has been looking at trying to do something with for a long time, so I think it makes a lot of sense to see what the voters' temperature is on that project. You can find out more on the project online, I'm sure. If not, soon you will be able to. But this is simply a question to ask if we should consider selling that property to Porter Development to develop this sports complex. It's pretty involved. It seems like it'd be a pretty cool thing. There are some folks that live close by that are concerned. I think that the developer has worked towards mitigating some of those concerns, but we got a long road if this thing is approved by the voters in November. Lastly, tonight we have a city commission meeting. Just a couple interesting things on the, well, there's plenty of interesting things on the docket, but a couple things that I wanted to share. Let me stroll. Hey, good morning, Julie. My comments stopped strolling. Good morning, Claire. One is we're going to be talking about City Hall with the guaranteed maximum price. It's certainly, the prices have gone up in the 2 years since we started to design this, and nobody's really happy about it, but we'll be talking about locking in that price, frankly, before things go up even more. We're looking at breaking ground this fall. Speaking of breaking ground this fall, Blue Sky apartment complex, which is in the downtown area, about 3 blocks north and west of where the new city hall will be. It was an old kind of transient mobile home park that has been cleared for a couple years, and there's a corporation that's looking at building 90 apartment units on that city block. 45 of them will be one bedroom, and 45 of them will be two bedroom apartments. It's gonna have a clubhouse and some covered parking, and it's gonna taper down to the single family homes nearby. Good morning, Pete. So it's gonna be 3 stories and then down to 2 stories where there's houses adjacent. 18 of those units are going to be income qualified, so the rents will be kept affordable based on people's income. So 18 of that 90 units, which is what, 20%. And they're asking for an infill housing grant, which is a mechanism in the West Bay Drive district, and it's TIF money. It's tax increment financing from that district that helps to pay for new infill housing in the district. So it's they get a number per unit, and that's what they've asked for. So we'll be talking about that tonight. But their plan is also to break ground. It says by the end of August. I'm not sure they'll get that done, but in the next few months, and be open and ready for business by the beginning of 2024. So it's about a 2-year process, they said, which puts them a little bit farther into 2024. But anyways, if you guys have any questions, please put them right here on the chat. I'll take a look at this after training camp. We're going to head inside and watch the Buccaneers get ready for this season. This is our one training camp that we're going to get over here and see. So I hope that you learned a little bit this morning, and you guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and go Bucks.
Hi, welcome. We're here at Largo Public Library's new Butterfly Garden, talking about some of the great things Largo has been up to lately.
It's truly been amazing because Largo has made so many investments in our strategic commitments to sustainability, public health and safety, and community pride.
Merity, can we learn more about what has been Largo's commitment to the environment and sustainability?
Absolutely. This past year, Largo's wastewater reclamation facility finished up projects that improve the quality of water leaving the facility so that it's more friendly to the environment. They also started using solar energy. Let's hear from Shelby with our environmental services team to tell us more about how Largo is going with the flow.
We call it the mid-plant project because it has rehabilitated the entire middle of our plant, which is the nutrient removal process. So we're able to take more nitrogen out of the water that comes through. And nitrogen can cause issues within Tampa Bay, so we're actually helping our residents and the visitors to Tampa Bay by making sure we're improving the water that goes to Tampa Bay as a discharge. So we were able to install a 15 kilowatt solar array with 33 panels. It's installed near our warehouse. We would like to provide it on the new operations building, and we would like to talk to some solar companies about the best places to provide it around the treatment plant.
Thanks, Shelby. In support of our Sustainability and Resilience Action Plan, Largo has also partnered with several members of the community who we call Community Connectors. The Connectors are helping us develop and implement citywide sustainability and resilience strategies.
In addition to this great work, Largo is investing in organizational excellence by supporting the team members that work every day to deliver the superior services that drive our collective resilience.
Well, we are so excited as the City of Largo to have been selected as a national top workplace for the 2nd year in a row. We have really understood and come to know and value as an organization a flexible workplace. It not only augments and helps us be more efficient and effective work-wise, it really helps team members address work-life balance. Next, we implemented a new holiday, which is Veterans Day, and it really gives us an opportunity to make a statement to the community that we value our veterans while we really appreciate those that have served in the military. We are so fortunate to be supporting families and offering 4 weeks of parental leave.
Another exciting way that Largo is investing in team members is mental health support programs for our public safety team. Largo's vision is to be the community of choice, not just for those who live and play here, but for those who work here too.
Speaking of public health and safety, the Largo Police Department is moving forward right now with a county-wide shared data system called Prime that will improve response to 911 calls, as well as implementing body-worn cameras for our police officers. This past year, they also ordered a new mobile command vehicle and built a K-9 training facility, all of which will keep our law enforcement on the leading edge. Public health and safety also includes making Largo safer for pedestrians, cyclists, and motorists. And if you use the Pinellas Trail in downtown Largo, you might notice a few exciting improvements.
And so the focus of this project was to develop multimodal components that connect the community, the bicyclists, the pedestrians, and leisure recreational usage to the community, not only our downtown, but the neighborhoods, as well as our medical arts district. As Pinellas County continues to build out, we have less options to expand the roadways. So we want to provide an alternate mode of transportation. So the term multimodal is exactly that. We want to make sure that corridor can provide vehicle access, pedestrian access, bicycle safety, as well as public transportation. And so this project kind of brings it all together. Allows them to get on and off safely, have amenities throughout here, benches, water fountains, bike racks, shade, refuge, resting.
Wow, that trailhead is absolutely beautiful and really is a fantastic addition to downtown Largo.
It also contributes to community pride, where several significant investments have been made, including this beautiful garden we're sitting in today, as well as something big that's on the horizon in downtown.
The Horizon Complex really consists of 2 buildings. There's the office building and parking garage, and in between the office building and parking garage there is a breezeway, so it's kind of a congregation space. The most exciting feature really is the first floor of the entire complex because there's retail on the first floor. There's public meeting space inside the office building on the first floor, and then there is that breezeway. So really, that whole first floor is something for everybody in Largo.
The future of downtown Largo definitely looks bright.
It certainly does. And there's so much more we could talk about, but for the sake of time, let's just say we can look forward to so many more accomplishments as we finish the projects funded with our $12.9 million in American Rescue Plan Act funds.
Wow, Merity, that is so exciting. Thank you so much for chatting with me today about all of the great things this past year has brought to Largo.
Absolutely.
And we're so glad you joined us today. Please participate in Largo's budget process, check out cool interactive budgeting tools, and stay connected to what Largo's doing for you in 2023 by visiting largo.com/budget today. See you next time.